Yo, it's been a minute, yo. Man, what's up, y'all? Yeah, it's been. Mm, last time I posted was early this year, 2025, March 24th. I'm pretty sure. Um, but yeah, this is my silent return. It's my so I was doing this silent return as opposed to when I first posted, which was for me it was a huge deal to even get to that point because of overcoming the fear of being seen, you know, what people would think of me and stuff, which is that seems so foreign to me now because I really don't care if people think me no more. That's a whole nother thing. I'll make a video on that in of itself. Anyway, um, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. I've learned so much. I've had a dark year of the soul, not even a dark night of the soul. It's yeah, yeah. Um, But yeah, this is my silent return. This is my silent return to where I'm not telling nobody nothing. I'm not putting announcing it. I'm purely post right now. First of all, oh yeah, I'm gonna do like status checks, um, just to like track progress. I can look back on videos. But basically, what I mean by that is like saying like maybe like subscriber count. Um, right now I have let me see, oh 7. I think I have like 7 subscribers. Um, which I already know. I'm gonna look back on this and be like. Man. Anyway, my fault. Oh yeah, I cut my hair, yo. Yeah, that's probably the most obvious thing. If you watch my last videos, you see for me now. Um, but if you just seen it, it's me now, then you probably don't notice. But anyway, there's a big reason for that. A couple reasons for that. Why I cut my hair, which I'm gonna get into. Um, I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, but that's kind of how I am. Like I'll come in messages, but keep in mind I might go in and out because I ain't gonna hold you. Since my shift, since my awakening, my spiritual awakening, which was the biggest one I've ever had, I actually realized the other day I'm still in my freaking spiritual awakening from Christmas last year, 2024. I'm like still, I feel like I'm like still in it, but more towards the end, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it'll be a lot of stuff that I say on this channel. That I'll try to describe, and I'll be like, it's hard to describe, but but actually, I'm gonna give myself more credit than what I give myself, because I kind of sometimes I don't know, doubt a little bit my abilities to like communicate or like describe things. But I actually think I do a pretty good job. Like I feel like I come up with analogies. I also just get a lot of visuals and stuff that help can explain the stuff I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm so grateful, yo. I'm so grateful because I ain't even start yet. That's crazy. I ain't even start. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about yet. But anyway, yeah. So let me reintroduce myself. Honestly, with this video, I didn't have like I wanted to write down stuff to say, which I kind of did, but I didn't really like go over it. So I'm just flowing right now. Um, but anyway, a little reintroduction to myself is so right. So I'm Jay, and this is my channel, Jay's Thoughts. And it's spelled THOX. I created that word. It's thought experiment. So it's THO from thought, and then X from experiment. Capital X, by the way. Get it right. So it's my thoughts, my thought experiments. It's honestly anything and everything I feel called to create or talk about. Um, and it's a lot of the stuff Oh yeah. So my first video was titled "Welcome." So Jay's thoughts, "Welcome to my journey," and I titled it "Welcome to my journey" purposefully because it's nothing new. It's just I'm starting to share it with y'all for the first time because I felt called to, you know, which was definitely something I got from my spiritual awakening. A lot of stuff has become more clear, even though it's not so clear. A lot of stuff is like, well, one thing I'm so proud of myself for is like I'm I've gotten so much better with like not knowing everything or not knowing what this is leading to or what exactly or the why behind it, whatever. That's why I don't care to be understood because like I don't even understand half the stuff I do. I just know to do it. You know what I mean? Which I might sound crazy, but that's literally has been my life. You know, since my shift. Um, Even before that, but especially since my shift, of just knowing what to do. This type of thing where it's like I can't see past my next step, but I can see my next step. You know, and before I feel like before, like when I around when I first had my shift, stuff like situations like that where I could like I couldn't see, I didn't know why or where it was leading to, but I could see, but I felt called to do something, which symbolically is like my next step. I'll kind of get more nervous. I kind of like want to know, but I've let go of that need to know, man. Like to where now I'm so comfortable with just being in like, how to put it? It's not necessarily chaotic energy, but it could be chaotic energy or just like a mystical, misty, foggy energy of not knowing like what's ahead, but knowing my next step. And I just do my next step and next step and next step and next step and next step to the point where I don't even, like I said, I don't even worry about knowing what this is leading to. I do know that I'm going to be like known apparently worldwide, but I can't even tell you more than that. It's just one of those things, and that's another thing. I've always had like this knowing, you know. I've always had a knowing since I was a little kid. It's just that I feel like there's times that knowing kind of quieted down, which honestly was a probably quieted down for a large period of my life. Um, but anyway, but now, okay, it's a lot I could talk about, but to keep it back on track, let me see. It's already about 8 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, but basically, um, as a reintroduction to my channel, talk about who I am, kind of stuff I talk about. Oh, and the stuff I talk about. Now I didn't even talk about that much of who I am. I gave out a little bit. It's a little bit actually. It's so much. But anyway, the type of stuff I'm be talking about is anything and everything I feel called to talk about. It could be, oh, the number one thing is messages and thought experiments. Obviously, hence my name, Jay's Thoughts. It's also funny because Thoughts, like THOX, like X Thoughts, sounds like thoughts, like Jay's Thoughts, Jay's Thoughts, Jay's Thoughts, Jay's Thoughts. I didn't realize that till after I made the name. But anyway, it works perfectly. So, I have, okay. I have many like gifts. By the way, I know I'm going on tangents, but I just gotta say, it's like having literally like 10 things on my mind at all times that I want to say, but it's just like I gotta like choose which one. So anyway, since my spiritual awakening, a lot of things have become more clear, but more so just building a trust in the unknown, trusting in the unknown, diving into the mystery that is life, the mystery that is me, mystery that is my mind, and my soul, my spirit, and like finding my way to where I have an internal GPS. Like I find my way just by trusting And really, I create the way. But anyway, and yeah, so since my shift, I've had a lot of like my purpose. First, I have many purposes, but my purposes have been revealed. Um, I still don't even know exactly what it is, but I know it's multiple of them. Um, I know it's to be kind of like a walk-in testimony, like share my testimony and share my findings about life. Um, that's one thing I say. I feel like I'm a life doer. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but it's like I do life. Like I like you know how like it's like I do life and I'll come on here to share it with y'all. You feel me? Like you know how like some of my favorite YouTube channels is like channels of like old mechanics or people who do niche things like I don't know, like knitting or something like that. But they share. They say they like they're seasoned. They are retired or whatever, or no, gotta be retired, but they have a lot of experience or whatever field they're in, and they share knowledge for free on YouTube. You know, like oh how to change your tire, how to do this, how to do that. Um, it's like for me, that's what I feel like part of like one of my purposes is like to just share my life experiences. You know, I've been through a lot. Mm. Um, pain. I've had a lot of suffering in silence, but I've also had a lot of wins in silence. You know, I'm like extremely private. I really don't care for people knowing what I got going on. Um, like I love being by myself. Like I'm so content. Like I'm so good at being by myself. And like to the max. Like on some like I could like even when I got like my first car, I got my first car. I ain't tell nobody for like a whole week, and it was only then I told somebody because I think I was driving and they FaceTiming. They said, "Oh, what car you in? You got a rental?" I was like, "No, I just bought a new car." He said, "Oh, what? When you tell me?" I was like, "Oh yeah, last week." Last week? Why you ain't you know what I mean? Like, that's just me. That's just how I am. I'm very private, um, and I find a lot of peace in living by myself or being by myself and just being like in stillness. You know what I mean? Because I found that for multiple reasons. Because I value my peace. You know, don't be coming in my life on some bullshit trying to disturb the peace. Like I don't play about me type shit. Like you know what I mean. Anyway. All right, it's already 13 minutes. I won't make this too long, but anyway, I'm sharing a little bit about me. But anyway, to get back on track, um, I feel like one of my things or purposes is to, it's like I see meaning literally in everything in life, I, like, and I don't know if it's like purposefully, like I purposefully look for the meaning in life, or the meaning just finds me, it just hits me. I don't know, could be both, but I find meaning in everything. Literally, I could get inspired by a freaking tree, or a leaf could fall off of like the other day. It was I forget what the message was I got, but that's not really. I see it as messages a lot, and it'd be so obvious. It just hits me. It's like messages from God, like. But I think it was like one time it was like a tree. I was just walking and a leaf fell off a tree, and I got a message. I forgot what it was. I wish I remember. But anyway, um, yeah. So it's like I share the stuff I see in life, and from my own life lessons, how I've healed myself, um, shadow work, how I overcame depression, how I overcame lust. Um, and these are ongoing things. You know, it's not like it's like they go away. No, I still struggle with lust. I still struggle. Depression, I don't struggle with. I ain't gonna hold you. I do not struggle with depression no more. Like, it's very foreign to me. Like, But yeah, I'm gonna do a whole video, probably a whole series on how I overcame my depression, how I healed myself actually. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna be sharing. Oh, and one more thing I was talking about is like thought experiments. I have these thought experiments all the time, like stuff I would love to talk to people about, but I only have like a handful of people, if that I can even talk about stuff with, and most stuff I don't talk to anybody about, um, in general, because a whole bunch of reasons. But anyway, stuff like existence. Why are we here? What talking about. Um, is the Earth round? Is the Earth flat? Are we on a freaking toroid disc or whatever? Are we on a freaking donut or some shit? Like, aliens, conspiracy theories, free energy devices, ancient history, um, freaking, you know, Anunnaki. Did I already say conspiracy theories? But yeah, but reality itself. But especially like I would say spirituality. Also religion as well. But for me, more so spirituality. Um, Gifts, divine gifts, and speaking of gifts, and this probably won't be the last thing because I don't make this too long. Is one of my gifts is I call it tapping into the mind of God. That's what I describe it as. Because basically, and bear with me, this one of those things is kind of is been hard for me to explain, but it's like so for me, thought experiments and thinking about stuff and theories and debating whatever, that's like literal play for me. That's like my playtime, you know, like it's like my sandbox. It remind me like when I was a little kid. I had my action figures. WWE had the little ring and stuff, and creating stories like you talk to my. Well, no, I ain't do that. You know what I mean? Like how you used to play as a kid. You feel me? Make up stories and stuff. But for me, that was so real. Like I think back to my childhood, like it was so real, and I feel like I had one of the best child. I feel like I had a great childhood in terms of my imagination. Um, not into like specifically my imagination. I'm not saying I had the best childhood. Um, not saying I had the worst childhood, but wasn't the best. Like overall, anyway. Um, but it's like I play by thinking. It's like I wonder about something, or I get inspiration for something, or a story, or like just wonder about something, and I just have a thought experiment. I just think it in my head, and it's like through thinking and like being creative, or kind of tap into the imaginative plane in a way, or unknowingly tapping into into the mind of God. It's like I find the answer. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's like I can find answers by playing thought experiments. Anyway, I don't know how much that makes sense, but I'm gonna explain more as I go, and you'll actually literally be able to see it when I in a video, future videos I'll post. But yeah, dang, 19 minutes. But yeah, man, I'm so grateful to be back. If you watched my first one, welcome back. And if it's the first time watching, welcome. Very excited to be starting this up again. This time I'll be consistent. My goal is to post at least every other day. Just to stay consistent. I got a lot of stuff planned. It's man. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all I want to say for now. Yeah, peace.